I have fairly strong reactions to NPS. I don't really like the metric. I think I don't know, Greg, you probably know off the top of your head better than I do, but the vast majority of Americans get their health insurance through their employer. It's an employer-based health insurance program in the United States. So we're sitting here asking people who the vast majority don't have a choice of their health plan, how likely would you be to recommend your health carrier to your friends and family? And, their friend, family doesn't work at their employer. They don't have the same choices. And even if they have the same company, they may not have the same plan. So I think it's a limited use case, I think, in the health side in terms of where it might apply. I think the direct market, for sure. I think in some ways the Medicare space, a lot of opportunity there because people are shopping and trying to determine what Med Advantage plan they're going with or what Med Sup coverage. But for employer-based coverage, I think it's really tough if you keep the wording exactly as it is. For lens, I would turn the question around to the client and ask, what is the experience you're trying to deliver, and or what is your mission or vision? Right? You really would want your key metric, your guiding light, to tie back to what you as a company are trying to deliver to your end customers, regardless of how any particular client might want to word it. And depending on the audience you're talking to, because all of that matters, it ultimately comes down to sort of a value, right? What am I getting for what am I paying for this health insurance product? Whether you're an employer or an end enrollee in the health insurance product, it's that idea of value. Like, do I feel like I'm getting enough benefit for the premium that I'm paying? And I think that, and however you conceptualize or operationalize that in a survey or measure that, I think that tends to be the big driver of feeling like I want to tell my loved ones, my friends and family, that they should sign up with this company, because ultimately, right, we're talking about risk protection. It's a risk protection. Is this going to protect me if this bad thing happens? Am I going to get my money's worth? I'll be honest, I think when we see clients, multiple clients, and no client reaches out when their NPS is going up, right? Everyone wants to believe that it's true, that it's real, that it's happening. Good things are happening. It's usually when the NPS is going down and they can't figure out why. It doesn't seem to be an explanation. And then when we have the privilege of seeing and talking to multiple people across the industry, really smart people, and you're hearing time and time again that NPS is going down, we can't figure out why. And we know that you can only explain so much of NPS, or even satisfaction for that matter. Is there something bigger going on in the environment that is impacting people's sentiment or feeling about these kinds of firms they're interacting with, their health insurance company? Well, yeah, probably a lot about the sort of regulatory environment, sort of trends about Medicare for all, things they're reading in the news about pharmaceuticals and benefit coverage, probably all impacting their perception of their health insurer, right? People had pretty positive sentiment during COVID when all the insurers were like, we've got you covered for this new crazy thing that just came about. And I think people felt really positive about, being protected against this crazy what if that we were all facing. But what's happening now, is it all rubbing off? So I think in some ways, understanding sort of the broader environment of the industry and what's happening in the world is important to sort of contextualize for our clients what's happening with their population, because they're not in a vacuum.